In the last 24 hours, SLP has dipped as low as 35 cents. It is currently at 4.1 cents. AXS has also dipped all the way to $100 from $130 just yesterday. And in general, the whole crypto market is going tits up. But in today's video, we will try to answer the question, will SLP recover? And do you really have to worry about Axie Infinity in the long term? Hello and welcome guys, it's Axie, and to start this video off, we will go through a couple of basics. So the burn and mint data for SLP. So for newcomers into Axie Infinity, SLP is a cryptocurrency that has unlimited supply. That means SLP is only minted when someone plays the game of Axie Infinity and claims the token. Remember, mint only happens when you claim, and burn only happens when someone breeds the Axies. That means that there's only one breeding mechanic currently, one burning mechanic currently in SLP, and you can see from this chart that the burn has been severely outperformed by the mint. This spike right here was the biggest mint of them all when Katana Dex released, and that way everyone was able to cash out their SLP. You can see at the start of the year, burn and mint were in close relation. Some of the days were very even, and to reach a stable coin, the burn and the mint value should be the same. But over the last couple of months, it has not been. The mint has clearly been outperforming the burn, as there's a couple of reasons for that, and that is the main reason why SLP has been dropping in price. The first reason why SLP has been dropping and why the burn was so small relative to the mint is because there's only one burn mechanic in Axie Infinity currently. Whenever you breed an Axie, some amount of SLP will be burned. You can see for the first breed, 600 SLP is going to be burned, and for the 7th breed, 10,200 SLP is going to be burned. But if you put that in the relation to the total cost of for the breed, that is not much. You can see the example that we have right here. So for the first breed, 600 SLP is only $24, whereas the AXS fee to breed is $111. That means the total cost to breed your first Axie is $135, and of that total, only $24 is SLP. So to increase the burn, one thing that Axie Infinity has to do is increase the SLP required to breed an Axie and decrease the AXS. Now they have done that in the past a lot of times. A couple of months ago, you needed 2 AXS to breed. Couple of months before that, you needed 3 AXS. They have been adjusting that AXS fee for the breed manually over the last couple of months several times, but it is still not good enough. I believe it has been like 2 or 3 months since it was last adjusted, and you can see the AXS fee is 4 times as big as the SLP fee. That means the burn is simply not good enough. Another reason why SLP is currently dropping down is because the Axie prices have dropped down with the market crash. Now we can get some Axies for $98. That would be unthinkable 2 or 3 weeks ago when the season was released and when Katana Dex was released, because there was a lot of Axies less for sale. 2 weeks ago I made a video, or 3 weeks ago I made a video why you shouldn't buy Axies at that particular time. That was because there was only 370,000 Axies listed for sales, which means there was a huge influx of players which wanted to get into the game, and therefore the Axies were being swept up, especially the meta Axies, and the prices increased largely. Now Axies have been overbred, and there are currently 611,000 Axies for sale, which means the prices of Axies are dropping down, and that also means that the breeding is not as profitable as it used to be. As you have seen in the last screen, and the first breed costs $135, and if you get a crap mutation, you're gonna have to sell it for $120. Obviously the good ones are still profitable to breed, but it can be hard to get a good version. If you get something crap like this, you're gonna have to sell it at a loss of about $30. So that's why many people are staying away from breeding, and therefore not much SLP is being burned through breeding, which currently is the only mechanic to burn SLP. Now from the developer's point of view, you actually want quite a lot of SLP in circulation, so that when there is a new influx of players and they want to get into breeding, they want to get into Axie Infinity, there's enough Axies in the marketplace to go around every single player. And like we have seen with the release of Katana Dex in Season 19, when there's a huge influx influx of players, the prices of Axies naturally increase, and it's much harder to get into the game. So what they want to do is prepare the marketplace for new players so that they can enter at a relatively low price, but in return what you do is hurt the players that are currently in the game. Now there are many Axies being bred currently because there was a breeding event. For those of you that are unaware, Axie has released an event where if you breed the 10th million Axie, you will be rewarded with like a Japanese legendary mythic item, something like that, which is going to be worth quite a lot, and it is going to be for the land gameplay. So many people were breeding just to hit that 10th million Axie, and it was hit about 8 hours ago. That means the breeding event is over, and therefore maybe the burn of SLP is gonna decrease further if they don't change the SLP and AXS ratio when it comes to the breeding fee. Now that we have established why AXS and SLP is going down, what are the burn mechanics of SLP and what they should do when it comes to the breeding fee, let's move over to some hopeful things that are in here in the pipeline for Axie Infinity. First thing that they did yesterday was updating the Axie Infinity front page white paper with this image. Now this image is gonna tell us a lot. Right in the bottom left, what you can see is a new layout of the cards. In my personal opinion, I think it looks crap. I don't think this 3D imagery is fitting well with the whole layout. There's too many things going on for the user interface. The previous interface was simple. All you had to do is look at your energy in the left, look at the speed at the top right or in the top bar, and everything was well laid out, clear to see and just simple to look at. But this user interface is quite clustered, but nevertheless it is looking like something that they're going to introduce. In the bottom right, what we have is a sneak peek of land gameplay, which we're going to talk about in a second. Top left, something about the breeding, and top right again, land gameplay, and maybe there's a sneak peek in here for Battles V2 with the new card system. So let's go and see what the roadmap has in hold for us. So if you jump into the roadmap right here, it was last updated on 7th of May 2021, and this is the point that we want to focus on. In Q4 2021, land gameplay community alpha will begin. That still has not begun. It is currently December of 2021 and they still have not released that. So if they do release a land gameplay for people to be able to finally use the land, and hopefully there's going to be some SLP burn mechanic in there, whether that's to create items, whether that's to, I don't know, go on an adventure into a dungeon, whatever that might be, SLP burn mechanic should be introduced in land gameplay, as this another piece of content for the Axie Infinity game or universe. In the first half of 2022, they want to release full land gameplay, and they also want to release iOS and Android full version for the phone players, as currently you have to download it from like a dodgy website, and you can't really download it on iOS, but you can on Android. So they want to release a full version for that, so more people can get into the game easily, and therefore some more Axies can be bought up and hopefully increase the price of Axies and SLP, as there will be more burn happening to breed Axies. One thing that they have not mentioned is Battle V2. Now we have seen quite a lot of sneak peeks of Battle V2 over the last couple of weeks, but there's no real info about what Battles V2 might be. Now I'm suspecting that it's going to be a different game mode to what we have right now, which is the PvP and adventure. I think Battles V2 is just going to be something else. Maybe they're going to add new cards that are going to relate to the eyes and the ears part of an Axie. Maybe the current parts are going to have different cards for that game mode. You just never know. Maybe your Axie are going to have more utility, which is going to be different to the current meta Axies for the arena. That could be very interesting. But the one thing that we don't know is the timing. We don't know where we are on the roadmap, where we are on the timeline for new updates, for new content. And that's what I think Axie Infinity is lacking most. Communicating their ideas to the community that's helping them build this whole universe of Axie Infinity gameplay. They have poorly communicated previously over the last couple of months since I have been in the game. They have done a little bit of a better job when it comes to releasing like updates and writing the articles and presenting the points, but it's still nowhere near good enough. The community is stressed. Many of them are playing to earn some extra money, especially my people in the Philippines, where that SLP is worth a lot, as the minimum wage is dropping now and not many people are employed. So what I think they should do is introduce a new burn burn mechanic into SLP. There's plenty of ways that the community has come up with how they could improve that. There should be some kind of cosmetic which just simply burns the SLP. Maybe you can buy energy for the adventure. Maybe you can simply buy level for the adventure mode, so you don't really have to spend your energy leveling up. You can just buy it for SLP. Sure, it's not gonna be profitable, but it's gonna burn SLP, and you're not gonna have to waste time on the adventure, as you're just gonna level up by paying. And frankly, there's plenty of different ways in which SLP could be burning even more, but that depends if there is the plan for Axie Infinity to be burning more SLP. I believe it should be, and the one clear way is to adjust the breeding fee. SLP has to be playing more of a factor when it comes to breeding, as it is the only use for SLP. There's no other use for SLP. All you can do with SLP is breed Axies. That's the only use that it has currently. So if SLP is a cryptocurrency that is only used for breeding, why is it only 20% of the breeding fee? Why AXS is still the majority of the breeding fee? I think that should be adjusted as quick as they can, and I'm just gonna leave it there. If you guys got some ideas on how SLP should be burning, let me know in the comment section down below. Also, let me know what you think about this whole crypto crash. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to give it a thumbs up, subscribe to my YouTube channel. All of my socials are gonna be linked in the section down below, and I will see you in the next one.